I think we're at a point where there's no turning back, for humanity. With the fiat money machine now going into hyperbolic overdrive, has created a dystopian nightmare. The Gen Zs out there, I feel kind of bad for them because they're walking into the buzzsaw of probably the worst financial social disaster in 1,000 years. So I would encourage the younger generations to load up on Bitcoin because
Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk Crypto. In today's video, we have Bitcoin advocate and entrepreneur Max Keiser, who has been vocal about the benefits of the digital currency and how Bitcoin is the perfect form of money. Keiser believes that Bitcoin has aesthetic qualities that resonate with our souls and imagination. He explains that Bitcoin is a way to stay focused in this insane world we live in, and brings peace and love. He also points out that Bitcoin solves a lot of problems, as it can be used to travel anywhere in the world, and it works as a store of value that's inflation-proof, allowing people to become self-sovereign. He will also be discussing his thoughts on El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender. Let's listen to Max Keiser as he shares his views on Bitcoin, how he believes is the future of money, and his advice for people interested in investing in Bitcoin, especially younger generations who are now facing more problems than we ever did before. But before we do, please consider subscribing to our channel, as we bring you daily content on the latest crypto news. And now, let's jump right into the video.
money is effectively, if it's doing its job well, we're completely unaware of it. And over time, that has evolved from various different types and forms to give humans the ability to be mobile and to interact with other human beings. Over the past few hundred years, obviously, the gold has become the number one money because it has great attributes. If you're somebody traveling around and you need a medium of exchange in a way that it gives you the ability to travel through time, because gold's purchasing power due to its scarcity remains constant. And it allows you to travel through space because it's somewhat portable, it's divisible, it's fungible. So with gold, you have the ability to be free, to walk anywhere. I think you can go anywhere in the world. If I have gold, they'll take it. That's the great thing about gold. Flash forward to Bitcoin. Bitcoin does everything that gold and money we expect it to do, except it does it better. It does it in the digital age. It's more secure, it's more portable, everything that we talk about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin represents the long search for perfect money in that sense. And as a result, it has caused massive neurological problems in people who are incapable of handling this idea of perfect money. Again, so you have someone like a Sam Bankman-Fried who looks at the quote unquote crypto market and becomes the biggest crook in history. And then you have somebody like a Michael Saylor or a President Bukele who looks at it and says, this is actually a way to help or engineer our lives and our economy in ways that are going to benefit everybody, right? So this is where we're at now with Bitcoin. It's cleaving the society. And so with Bitcoin, similarly, once you get the Bitcoin meme and once it's in your mind and it's kicking around and rearranging your brain, it doesn't stop. You don't wake up tomorrow and like, well, that Bitcoin thing was interesting, but I'm going to start crocheting now and making puppets for dogs. Now it's still working in your brain, whether you want it or not. So I think we're at a point where there's no turning back, for humanity. Not to be overly dramatic, but I think that given the current state of affairs around the world, and with the fiat money machine now going into hyperbolic overdrive, and all the excesses that were brought on by fiat money, all of the malinvestments that are made possible through the money printers has created a dystopian nightmare. And so this is sadly for the Zoomers, the Gen Zs out there. I feel kind of bad for them because they're walking into the buzzsaw of probably the worst financial social disaster in 1,000 years. For us boomers, we're like, oh, well, we had a great 40 years, whatever. But for the Zoomers and the millennials, though, it's a dire situation. So I would encourage the younger generations, load up on Bitcoin, because that is definitely a way to create a bulwark against what I perceive to be a growing cascade of interlocking and reinforcing problems.
Keiser compares Bitcoin to gold as it is scarce, divisible, transportable, fungible, and valuable, but also points out that Bitcoin is more secure, more portable, and does it in the digital age. That's why once you get the concept of Bitcoin and perfect money in your head, it doesn't stop. Additionally, Keiser's passion for Bitcoin is also evident in his work in El Salvador, where he has been helping implement a legal framework that differentiates Bitcoin from other cryptocurrencies and minimize the presence of bad actors such as Sam Bankman-Fried.
I know in my quietest moments by myself, just thinking about the universe, it can be overwhelming. So I have to kind of be aware of that and stay focused. And Bitcoin is a way to stay focused because it's the engineering is so beautiful, and the incentive model is so perfectly balanced, and it'll bring you peace. Bitcoin is peace. Bitcoin is peace. Bitcoin is love. And if you open yourself to the protocol, it can heal you. If you are unsettled, if you're imbalanced, if you're in pain, if you open yourself to the aesthetic beauty of Bitcoin, it will heal you. It will heal you. You'll be healed. You'll be healed. It's all in this book right here on Amazon for $9.99. You too can be healed, brother. The Bitcoin is a great unifying thing for all people and humanity because it solves a lot of things. You can travel with it. I can go anywhere in the world now with Bitcoin, and I can use it. I can get to point A to point B. I have a store of wealth that's inflation proof, so it gives me some sense of property and self-sovereignty. It's obviously growing quite rapidly. The adoption is growing. Level 2 is growing. Countries like El Salvador making it legal tender. So I think this is what the great story in the 2023, 2024 is going to be. A lot of people just moving to El Salvador because they want to live in a country that respects happiness, pursuit of happiness, property, individual sovereignty, with a president who is absolutely perfectly happy just doing stuff that you want your president to do: build infrastructure, reform pensions so that they make sense. Like, he just does common sense stuff. He is also a very dynamic leader, and he's inspiring, and he has great ability to talk and to I hearken back to John F. Kennedy, who famously asked people to think about what they could do for their country. And it gave rise to the Peace Corps, and it gave rise to a whole youth, as they used to call it, movement, which was unique really for I think the past 50 or 60 or 70 years. I don't think we've seen really anything like that. So, but people are going to be moving here. I think there's just going to be a huge wave of people. If 80 or 90,000 people are going to go to a festival in the desert in the middle of nowhere. I forget the name of that festival.
Burning Man.
Burning Man.
Yeah.
Like, think about 80,000 people go to Burning Man to get 3 or 4 days worth of consciousness raising human experience. Well, why not just move to El Salvador and have that every day of your life for the rest of your life? You don't need to go to Burning Man. Just move here. This is the perpetual Burning Man. President Bukele has really taken the first mover advantage once again, not only making Bitcoin legal tender, but introducing these new security law that makes this differentiation between Bitcoin and everything else. So this will minimize, if not eliminate, the presence of all the bad actors and the shitcoins that really have no place to anywhere. Really, they're not. One thing I think people are coming to realize in the end of 2022 and 2023 is that there was no use case for any of these shitcoins. They were only there to steal your Bitcoin or to bamboozle people. There's no point in any of them, and so now with this legal framework in place, there's a way to make that clear.
Keiser's advice for younger generations is to load up on Bitcoin, as the fiat money machine goes into hyperbolic overdrive, resulting in a growing cascade of problems. Additionally, Keiser's vision for Bitcoin is not just about its financial potential to become a better form of money and eventually world reserve currency, but also about its ability to bring positive changes for individuals and a brighter future to the world. What do you think of Keiser's view on Bitcoin and its ability to transform those who embrace it in a positive way? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give us a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. This is Let's Talk Crypto, and we'll see you in the next video.